Harris. My name is Gina Harris. I teach a number of things, but one of the things I get to teach is Kundalini Yoga, which I love very much. We have some getting settled and comfortable to do first, because I really like the idea of us getting settled and comfortable before we move into the practice. And of course, I'm going to tell you about what is Kundalini Yoga? How does it work? Why is it effective? Why do I love it? Why might you love it? Why might students love it? Because students will love it. I just have to tell you, I've taught students a few different things Kundalini Yoga-wise, and they will love it. So let us get centered first and foremost. Let us just get present here in the space that we're in. I want to invite you to sit comfortably in your seat. If you're sitting cross-legged on the floor, fabulous. Just allow your sit bones to really anchor into the floor. Bring your shoulders up. Take a deep breath. And exhale, roll them and drop them down. And then let's do that again. Inhale, bring your shoulders up. Exhale, let them drop. And let's do one more big breath. Biggest breath you've taken yet today. Inhale, bring your shoulders up. And exhale, let them fall down. Now allow your eyes to fall so that your gaze is at the floor or with the eyes closed if you're comfortable. It's up to you, whichever way is comfortable, whatever feels really good for your body right now in this moment, do that. And allow yourself to let go of the outside world just for this 1 minute and focus your attention and awareness on your breath and your body seated right where it is. And then bring all your attention back from any kind of to-do list that you have, whether you're thinking about lesson planning or making dinner or lunch or whenever you're watching this. Just bring all of your attention and awareness back into this moment and this breath. Allow your inhale and your exhale to be really deep. And with each exhale, allow the body to soften a bit. Allow the muscles of your face to soften. And allow the mind to follow the breath as it gently slows down. Let everything go. Open up all the doors and the windows. And allow yourself to be spaceful, feeling spaceful and easy. And now take a couple more deep breaths. Inhale fully. And this time suspend your breath so that you feel a small hold, but not tight pressure. Don't let the muscles of your body get tense. Just suspend the breath up. And then exhale it out. And on the next inhale, suspend the breath again. And exhale it out. And last big breath right now. Inhale. Suspend and exhale it out. Beautiful. And then slowly open your eyes when you're ready, when you're comfortable. Thank you so much for taking a moment to get centered. So let me tell you just a little smidge about Kundalini Yoga, if you've never practiced it or even if you have practiced it. So Kundalini Yoga is a very ancient tradition of yoga, like all limbs of yoga, that comes from the Sikh faith and tradition. So having its roots in a spiritual foundation, a lot of the aspects of the work that we do, and it is work. We're going to do an activity today that's going to put you through your paces a little bit. I hope you're ready. And that's what Kundalini Yoga does, right? It pushes us up against our edge so that we know we can do more, that we are that we have a wellspring that we can draw from that's inside of us, right? So what's beautiful about this tradition coming from the Sikh faith is that there's so many spiritual aspects to what we do, but because I teach school in a non-secular environment, in a secular environment, I like to make sure that it's approachable, that students can actually access it, and that teachers feel really comfortable, and educators. I want to include all the educators. Everyone does something different in our field. I want to ensure that educators feel comfortable in doing some of these things, because you don't have to always do something that we do at the beginning of Kundalini Yoga, which is called tune in with a chant. Of course, it would be great if we could tune in with a chant, but a lot of classrooms that doesn't feel comfortable. So knowing that there are just some very simple practices that you can bring in that would allow the effect without being disingenuous to the practice, right? So I'm wearing all white today because as a Kundalini Yoga instructor, we wear white. And white is because it reflects our auric field or our energy field, and that allows us to have a more expansive space when we walk into a room. Now, I would imagine that you have seen people walk into a room with all white on and been like, oh, now that's an entrance. Yeah, so it's not only is it the color of the clothing, but it's also the reflection and the natural expansion of wearing all white. Also, we wrap our heads, right? So I don't have on a full turban. I think you can see my little bun. I don't have on a full turban today, but in Kundalini Yoga, typically we do wear a full turban. But the impact of wrapping our head is because Kundalini Yoga has very specific technology, right? And the technology that we use comes from centuries of doing these practices, doing them a very specific way, doing the postures and the kriyas and the movements and the breathing and the locks that I'll teach you a little bit about. Doing all of these in a very specific way because the technology works when you do it exactly as scripted. It's one of those yogas that you cannot do just like, we're not going to do Gina's brand of yoga today in Kundalini Yoga. We're going to do Kundalini Yoga as it was taught, right? Specifically in the order that the process and the kriyas move in, because we want the effect. So today we're going to do two practices. Let me tell you, first of all, we're going to do a kriya that's called the kriya for elevation, which involves mostly sitting, so you don't need to worry about standing up. It's going to be seated with some leg stretches out front. I'll walk you through every bit of that. And then we're going to do a meditation that's called Meditation for a Calm Heart. And having a calm heart is a really useful thing to have, especially now. We're still in this pandemic world of whatever's happening, and we're still moving through our processes. I would imagine, excuse me, that afterwards, when we're, non-masked and back in the world, if you're watching this then, that there's still going to be a need for a calm heart. So we're going to continue that practice. I feel like a calm heart is always a good thing to know how to cultivate. So we will do those two practices today. One of the other things I want to make you aware of is our breath work. Kundalini Yoga, we do quite a bit of breath work, quite a bit of chanting. Today we won't do chanting, but we might do a mental mantra, something that you'll repeat over and over again in your mind. But we do a lot of breath work, and one of the breaths that we're going to use today in our practice of the Kriya for Elevation is breath of fire. One of my favorite breaths. And if you have small students, actually the larger students get a kick out of this too. I taught middle school. I'm currently a culture and climate coach, but I taught middle school everything except for science, and also I taught elementary K through 5. I was an English learner resource teacher, so I pushed into 11 different classrooms. So I got a wide breadth of who things work with, age levels. Middle schoolers and high schoolers, they still love breath of fire. It just takes a little more doing to get them into it because they're very conscious of what everyone else is doing and making sure they look cool. I like to look cool too. So in order to do this breath, the way I want to teach you how to do it is to sit tall, allow yourself to be relaxed, hands can be on your knees, and this is the part that doesn't look so cool, but it's very fun. You're going to open up your mouth, stick your tongue out, and pant like a dog. Okay, you can stop now. So when we pant like that, did you feel your belly moving? Because that pant should really get a belly breath going. So first you'll pant with your mouth open, making sure you can feel your navel pull in on that exhale out. And then close your mouth and continue that breath so that it's coming through your nose. So the breath is a full breath, but it's just focused on coming in and out through your navel point. Now, breath of fire can be done anytime, and if you start to feel too, I use this for anxiety a lot. It can be used for cravings, right? If you've got a really strong craving or you're just standing at the refrigerator for no reason, maybe try breath of fire. It might, trigger something that says, oh, I'm not actually hungry, I'm just standing at the refrigerator, right? So we all do these kinds of things. But it makes it useful. If you're driving in the car and all of a sudden you get cut off, maybe you want to do a little breath of fire. If your class is super stimulated because you just came in from PE or you just came from a special and you want to get them focused, maybe do a big inhale and then teach them breath of fire. Requires a lot of concentration to get it to be able to do it the right way. So breath of fire is one of those. And then I want to tell you a little bit about the locks. So we have certain locks that we do in your body in Kundalini Yoga. And the first one is called root lock. It's where you're going to squeeze all the muscles of your pelvic floor. So you inhale deeply, squeeze all of the muscles of the pelvic floor, and then relax that. Now, how I explain that to students, because kindergartners don't know what a pelvic floor is. Inhale deeply and squeeze all the muscles in your butt. They know that, and they laugh and giggle and makes it silly and fun, and then exhale, right? Give them an opportunity to notice a different part of their body, right? And butt is always funny. Now the next lock is, we do it in the belly here. You inhale, and then pull your navel point and your rib cage in, so you feel a lock right underneath your rib cage. And then exhale, relax that out. And let's try that again. Inhale, pull that lock so you're pulling in the belly and lifting up underneath your rib cage. And then exhale. And now the next one is a neck lock, which is so simple it feels like you're almost not doing it. Imagine that the back of your neck was against a wall. So pull your chin down and in and backwards so that the back of your neck becomes long. And that's a neck lock. Now, sometimes we do neck lock because the goal is to get your spine as straight as possible so that energy channel that moves up and down our spine has an opportunity to allow all of that movement. If you've heard of Kundalini Yoga energy or the Kundalini energy, it's the energy that moves up and down our spine. It's such a simple thing, but people turn it into something that it's not. It's really just the energy that moves up and down our spine. And we want to channel that energy to get to those higher points in our brain. There's really cool science behind this. If you ever heard of Dr. Joe Dispenza, he talks a lot about what's happening with our pineal gland, our pituitary gland, and doing a root lock. So when you squeeze that root lock at the bottom and visualize the energy going up through your spine and into your pineal gland, it has a way to make our mind a little more alert in that moment. So there's just these tools that Kundalini Yoga has been using for centuries that now science is like, oh, this is why this works. It's what I love about it. I love science, so I get very excited to be able to talk about why it works. So we will use a breath of fire in this, and we will also use the root lock. So I want you to be aware of what that is. It's very simple. And also be ready because we're going to do some things that are going to challenge your body a little bit. Now, when I say challenge your body, that means give your body a little push. We can always do more than we think we can, but if it gets uncomfortable, stop and then go back to it. Because I'm going to ask you to raise your arms up in the air at 60 degrees. Bring your fingertips so that the pads of your fingers are against the pads of your palms, and the thumbs are out wide. I think you can see that. And then bring your arms up to 60 degrees, and then we'll do breath of fire. So imagine that there's, between your thumbs above your head, that there's an arc there. And begin breath of fire. So just start that breath. Don't worry, we're not going to do it for 9 minutes. We'll do it for a brief time. Now, close your eyes if you can, or look down at the floor, and give your attention to that third eye point, which is the space in between your eyebrows. And keep the breath going, that breath of fire. We're almost there. Keep going. Relax your shoulders at the same time that you have your arms up, so you don't let too much tension build in between your shoulder blades. About 30 more seconds. Keep up. You're doing great. Excellent. Inhale, bring your thumbs to touch up above your head. Hold the position, keep the inhale, stretch your fingertips up to the ceiling. Hold the position and exhale. Apply that root lock, pull up all the muscles of the pelvic floor. And now inhale. Stretch all the way up as tall as you can. Exhale, sweep your hands down. Stay internal for a moment with your eyes closed and feel what you feel. Breathe deeply. And now bring your hands to your shins, holding the front shin. We'll do inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Work to keep your chin level with the ground and isolate the movement, this spinal flex movement, so that you're feeling it through the rib cage, inhaling forward, exhale back. Kundalini Yoga is an inward journey too, so in any of these postures, feel free to close your eyes or gaze at the floor. Feel what's happening in the body and give it all your attention and awareness. While you're doing spinal flex, notice if your pelvis is tilting forward and back. You want to open up that rocking sensation. Excellent work. Use the breath to move the body. Inhale, bring the spine to the center. Suspend the breath. Exhale and relax. Stay internal. Breathe deeply. Nice work. Now inhale deeply. Exhale. Bring your fingers and hands up to your shoulders. Fingers in the front, thumbs in the back. We'll inhale, twist left, exhale, right. Inhale, left, exhale, right. Let your head move with your body. Inhale, exhale. Imagine that you're inhaling, picking your breath up on the left side, dropping it off at the right side. And work to keep your elbows level with the floor without straining your shoulders. This is much better with the eyes closed. It gets very dizzying with the eyes open. And let your head go with your body. so that the head turns too. Now, if you feel any dizziness, just stop for a second and then come back to it when you can. Inhale left, exhale right. Great work. Inhale to the center. Exhale, relax your arms, relax the posture, breathe deeply. Inhale, exhale and open your eyes. Extend your legs out in front of you, so straight ahead. In Kundalini Yoga, we talk about the ideal and the real, right? In the real, the ideal posture is to wrap your index fingers around your big toe. But if reaching your big toe is not something that your body is saying yes to today, and you only want to do the things your body is saying yes to today, if that is not a yes for your body today, hold your shins or your knees, whatever feels that you actually need to hold on to it. We'll inhale, extend the spine long and tall. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, down. Now, this movement is not to get your head down, it's to get your chest down. So, don't worry about if you don't have a lot of flexibility in your spine. That's not a concern here. We're just working to open up this, what we call the life nerve, which goes from the heels of the feet all the way up the backs of the legs and then up your spine to the top of your head. So we just want to open that up a bit. So we'll inhale up, exhale down, and keep going with that movement. Inhale up, exhale down. Allow the hands to be stationary too. Hold on to whatever spot you're holding on to. And use your breath to move your body. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Go deep within yourself to feel what you feel. Likely you're feeling that life nerve up the back of your legs. That's good. Just a little bit more, a few more seconds. Great work. Now inhale the spine long and tall. Still hold what you're holding. Exhale, hold that posture with the spine tall. Drop your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, come down as far as you can. And then inhale, come up and out of the posture. Give your legs a little shake out. Life nerve gets a little bit testy sometimes. Like, okay, thank you. I don't know if I needed that, but yes. But it did. Okay. Now, we're going to do the next posture with your legs out, extended out again. But this time we're going to come seated on one heel. So the ideal is that you're seated actually with that heel underneath your bum and your left leg extended out. But if that's not comfortable and your body isn't a yes for that, just bring your foot into your thigh. Either way, whatever feels like doable and comfortable for you. Inhale, bring your arms up above your head. And then exhale, stretch down. Hold your toes or your calf, wherever you can hold. And we'll do that breath of fire again here now. So begin breath of fire. Give your attention and awareness to the breath and how that belly button is moving in and out. You may be feeling a little life nerve stretch again. It's a good thing. We won't do this for too long, so just keep going, keep up. You're doing great. Good. Now inhale, extend up. Exhale, come down as far as you can. And then inhale, up and out of the posture. Shake the legs out and switch legs. We want to come seated on the left heel or bring that left heel into your thigh. Inhale, bring the arms up above your head. And exhale, come down. And begin breath of fire again. I love getting drinks delivered to me. That's awesome, Shanna. So just continue that breath of fire. Become aware of what's happening in your body. Notice everything. And inhale deeply. Come all the way up. Exhale all the way down. And inhale, come up and out of the posture. Our next posture involves your legs. Again, we'll bring the legs wide to a wide stretch out. I just realized you can't necessarily see my legs here, but they're wide. Now, holding, this is another one of those hold where you can hold postures. So holding either your toes or holding your shins, we will inhale up to the center, exhale down to the left, inhale up to the center, exhale down to the right. The key is to keep the hands stationary and really use the upper body to do the movement. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Let your breath move your body. And really go to the extent that your body can move so that you feel maybe opening up in the hips. Using your breath. All of this breath of fire and deep breathing is activating the central part of your body there, your belly, solar plexus. It's activating the vagus nerve. I don't know how much you've learned about the vagus nerve, but important nerve in our body, and all that breath of fire really kicks it into action. Great work you're doing there. Good. Now inhale up to the center. And exhale down to the center as far as you can go. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Still holding. Inhale up, exhale down. A little bit more. In case you have not noticed, Kundalini Yoga is very movement-based. The repetitive movements open up different parts of our bodies. Inhale, extend your spine long and tall. Exhale, come down as far as you can. And inhale, come up and out of the posture. Maybe give your legs a little toss from side to side. Rock the hips. And our next posture is Cobra, which looks just the same in Kundalini Yoga as it does in any other yoga. So come lying on your stomach with your hands underneath your shoulders, and then push the upper part of your body in the front up and go to where you can go. So if you can come all the way up, great. If you're in Sphinx with resting on your arms, that's great too. Do what your body wants to do today. Make it happy. And now begin breath of fire again. We're going to be nonstop with the breath of fire today. You're doing great. You're almost there. A few more seconds. Inhale deeply. Stretch back as far as you can. Hold the position and exhale. Pull up that root lock. And inhale. And slowly bring yourself down. Let yourself rest on either side of your face, like right cheek first, and then left cheek. Let yourself rest. Let your entire spine fall flat, and let your hands rest at your sides. Breathing deeply. And on your next big inhale, use your hands to push yourself back up to seated. You can come back into a child's pose if you want. Stretch out that lower spine. And then come up to a seated position. We're back in easy pose, as we call it in Kundalini Yoga, cross-legged. Now we're going to inhale your shoulders up, exhale, drop them down. It's pretty rapid. Beautiful work you're doing. Good, good, good. Now inhale, squeeze them up. Exhale, drop down. And we'll do some neck rolls. Bring your chin to your chest, right ear to your right shoulder, back, left ear to left shoulder, and down to the center again. Continue rolling your head. Do 2 more big circles, and then switch and go in the opposite direction. And after you've completed 3 big neck rolls in the opposite direction, drop your chin down to your chest and hang out there for 1 second till we all get there. Good. Inhale, bring the head up. Last posture, finally. You did it. You're almost through an entire Kundalini Yoga Kriya. Come sitting on your heels. This next posture is called Sat Kriya. You'll bring your hands together, interlace your fingers so that your index finger is up. Thumbs are crossed. If you are in if your body is a female body, or you identify female, you're going to have your right thumb over your left. If your body is a male body and identified male, you're going to cross it the opposite direction. So bring your arms up above your head with that posture, hands in that mudra, and begin Sat Kriya. So we're going to say Sat, pull the navel in, Nam. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. So we'll keep that up. We won't do it for long. Don't worry. I know your arms are going to get tired here. So we'll just chant that. You can chant it out loud. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam. Pull the navel. Sat, Nam, 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 Sat, Nam. Now inhale deeply. Apply that root lock. Squeeze the energy all the way through all the energy centers in your body, up through the top of your head, through your fingertips, and out into space. Hold the position. Exhale. Inhale again. Hold the position. Exhale. Apply root lock one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Relax your arms down. Now you get to deeply relax, and I'm going to play the gong for just a couple minutes. So come lying on your back. Allow your body to completely relax. I'll just play it for a few minutes. Let everything melt into the floor. Let yourself breathe deeply for a moment. Feel what you feel in your body. Feel all of the letting go. Feel that center of peace that lives within you always. And now as you start to bring your body back into the space, bring that peace with you. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Rotate your wrists and ankles in big circles, both directions. Bring your arms up above your head and stretch the full length of your body against the floor from the tips of the fingers to the tips of the toes. Stretch. And bring your arms out to a T position against the floor. Bring your right knee into your chest and cross it over your body so you get a gentle twist of your spine. And then switching legs, twist in the opposite direction. And now coming back to the center, bring the soles of your feet and the palms of your hands together and rub vigorously. It looks a little crazy, but this stimulates all the radiant points in your entire body. Now hug your knees into your chest. Rock and roll the length of your spine or sideways, whichever feels more comfortable for you, and bring yourself up to seated. Great work. Great work. So we have one little meditation that I want to teach you. Super simple. I hope you're ready. We actually do the yoga so we're ready for the meditation. That's why yoga is even done, to get your body lined up for it, right? Now bring your left hand to your chest, and your hand should be straight across, right over your heart, elbow hanging loosely. Bring your right hand just hanging next to you in Gyan Mudra, which is the hand mudra that's like called the seal of knowledge. What it is index finger is touching the pinky, and the rest of the, index is touching the thumb, and the rest of the fingers are straight up. So with this posture and the eyes closed, you're going to inhale deeply into the belly. Suspend the breath for as long as you can. Whatever's comfortable for your breath, hold it in. And then exhale and hold the breath out for as long as is comfortable for your body. Inhale at your own pace, suspend the breath, and exhale at your own pace, suspend the breath out. I love doing this with students because they get the opportunity to know that their breath is perfect, no matter how long or deep or wherever it is. Holding it in as long as it's comfortable, and exhaling it out as long as it's comfortable. We'll do this for 1 minute. Give yourself fully to the activity. All of your attention and awareness to your breath, and the heat of your hands, and the stillness of your body. Excellent work. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Exhale it out. And inhale, bring your arms up above your head and shake your hands out. Keep shaking, exhale. Keep shaking, inhale. And exhale, sweep the hands down. Rest the hands. Keep your eyes closed, stay internal for a moment, and become aware of what you feel in this very moment. Feel what you feel and know what you know. And inhale deeply. Exhale, open your eyes. I want to thank you so much for participating in Kundalini Yoga with me. We close all of our classes with a chant. I'm not going to chant it, but I'm just going to say it so that you're aware of what it is in case you go to a class and you're like, she didn't tell us about that. I just want you to know what it is. It's called The Longtime Sun, and the lyrics are, may the longtime sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. We chant it twice. And then we closed the class with a long Sat Nam. What I did not tell you while you were chanting Sat Nam was Sat means truth and Nam means name. So we're literally chanting that truth is my name. The very essence of who I am is truth. So in case there was a question about what Sat Nam is. But thank you so much for the opportunity to teach. And thank you for having a fabulous Kundalini Yoga class. I'm excited to see how you felt.
I feel like they would be very simple movements to teach to children, like the spinal flex, I taught a version of that once to kids, and you're like, oh, you're a train on the tracks, and then you can be like, oh,
Yes.
it's getting faster, and kind of to make it the different movements fun or whatever.
Yeah.
Or,
And they get a kick out of the breath of fire. They really do get a kick out of it, especially the dog panting at the beginning to get them started. And they don't even realize that, it's engaging the same muscles that laughter does, right? So when we do that breath of fire and we're engaging that area that laughter does, sometimes laughter just comes out in the process. Yeah. Anytime we can get the students to laugh is always a nice thing.
yeah. Can I ask, so as a culture, and you've been a lot of different roles. Right now you're a culture climate coach. But what are some ways, either in your position or before, that you would bring yoga to groups? Like when you were, go ahead and maybe just give a few examples of.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You brought up just like after recess, so like.
Oh, definitely. After any transition, right? Any transition time, we would always use a breath of some sort. I would either give them breath of fire, we would do long deep breathing, we would do the sunshine breath. Like I love to get them to bring their arms up and bring the sunshine in. Those pieces are always super helpful. I also like to get them to do the slow breath to slow down their body movement with the breath, especially the younger students and like 8th grade. Something about 8th grade that if you can, that it's lining up that slow breath with the movement is really helpful. The other thing I like to do is in staff meetings is stop everyone and make them breathe. And sometimes if all you say is, hey, how about if we just take a deep breath? When you say deep breath, people will inhale a little bit more deeply. So I love to do that. As a culture and climate coach, I get to do this like all the time, right? I'm going into classrooms. I'm supporting some of the teachers in bringing more mindfulness practices into their classroom, different activities. But specifically with Kundalini Yoga, I find that they're fascinated by the gong. So anytime I could bring the gong in was always like, whoa, that is the coolest thing. And but everyone doesn't have a gong. So what's accessible to you is there are gong recordings on YouTube that you can play and have them analyze the sound for themselves, like listen to it with their eyes open, listen to it with their eyes closed, see if either of those sounds have a different resonance in their body while they're listening to it.
Because you do feel them in different, with the sound healing and the bowls and stuff in different. Music lesson in your frequencies.
Yes, exactly. Frequencies is something that we don't talk about enough, right? Frustration is catchy, and so is happiness. So is irritation. It's all very catchy. So is complaining. Catchy, right?
Well, you have a very catchy presence, and I could feel it, you leading. So I really appreciate you coming tonight.